Hi, this video is to take you through the introductory material for both of my engineering classes. I did try to merge both things into one PowerPoint, so feel free to fast forward through the pieces that don't apply to you. And I'm not going to go over the syllabus in this video because I have a separate video that's set to go over the syllabus. So welcome to engineering. My name is Ms. Taylor. For those of you that haven't had me before, you should be in room 506, at least that's for classes. And I am teaching 3 engineering classes this year. Periods 2 and 6 are Introduction to Engineering Design, known as IED, and period 8 is Digital Electronics, which I will abbreviate as DE. So who am I? I'm Miss Taylor. I'm from Brockton, Massachusetts, but I don't really have a Boston accent. It can sometimes come out if I get particularly tired or angry. Brockton, Massachusetts is in that highlighted yellow over here. I'll see if I can mark it off. Right here is where my hometown is. So this is Massachusetts. So I'm a little bit south of Boston is where I'm from. My educational background is a Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering, and I have a Master of Arts in Teaching in Mathematics. This is so awful that I have to say this. This is my 20th year teaching. I am that old that I have been doing this for 20 years. And that does not actually include some time off I took to go back to school. It is my 15th year in Duval. I previously taught at Twin Lakes Middle, but it's been long enough. Like I've been at Atlantic Coast for 10, like this is my 11th year at AC. So I do know some of the teachers still over at Twin Lakes Middle, but not as many as I used to. It is my 3rd year teaching IED, and it's my 2nd year teaching the current curriculum. So after I did all my training in IED, then they went and changed the curriculum over. So like it was like 2 first years back to back. So first time I'm teaching IED, I get to teach the same curriculum. And it is my 1st year teaching digital electronics, and I'm very excited about being able to teach it. I did the training for that this past summer, and I had a lot of fun with it. And I'm excited about being able to teach it. I also teach Algebra 2. That's my other day job. So this year I teach 3 sections of engineering and 3 sections of Algebra 2. Things I enjoy running. I do coach Marathon High here at Atlantic Coast, and that is Coach Z and I in the photo on the right there. Running pictures are never the most flattering pictures ever, but that one wasn't too bad. That must be from last year because it looks like I have a mask looped over my hand there. I enjoy music. I do sing in the church choir, or at least I did sing in the church choir before COVID. We have not gone back to singing yet. Reading and spending time with my family. Like my adorable niece that you might be subjected to photos of. I saw my niece, she's 7 years old. I saw her for the first time in over 2 years, just a couple weeks before recording this video. So it's like a little bit about me. Okay, so this is the IED part. So if you're digital electronics, feel free to do a little bit of a fast forward through. What is IED? IED is a course designed to introduce you to the various fields of engineering with emphasis on how engineers think and solve problems. So it's really a course about how you think, how you approach problems, and understanding that design process, how you go about getting a solution. It is the first course in what we hope will be a 4-year sequence of engineering classes at AC. So we're in the process of building this program. In IED, we look at different aspects of engineering, such as the different engineering disciplines, engineering ethics, and the design process. The ethics was really integrated last year, and the students that took the PLTW final said that there were a lot of ethics questions on the final. So, okay, important. We will learn the basic skills of Fusion 360. That is the industry cert that goes with this program. It's a computer design program, and students have the opportunity to take the certification test to earn an industry credential in Fusion 360. Last year, I think we tried to test like 3 times, and we had these massive technical problems every single time we tried to do it. And the tech person spent like all summer working on it. So we might pull one of the POE kids this year who took IED last year to try to take the exam, make sure it works, because we really want you guys to be able to take that. This can be used on both college and job applications. It's an industry recognized credential in an engineering field, so it's the kind of thing that looks really good if you're able to get that. Students can also take the PLTW final exam for potential college credit. I had 4 students take it last year. Last year it was optional. I don't know what the status on the optionality of that is going to be this year, but we had 4 students take it last year. 2 earned accomplished and 2 earned distinguished, which were the 2 highest levels. So those students have like a certain bank of colleges that will award them credit for taking IED. And then other schools, like they may or may not give you credit, or they might waive certain requirements depending on how well they recognize the PLTW programs. IED is the primary course that utilizes our 3D printer, which is just cool. So if you've never seen a 3D printer in action, I have not, at the recording of this, unpacked it in my closet yet, but I will. And so we do quite a lot of 3D printing, and we do several projects that involve 3D printing. Who should take IED? You should be in this class if you're curious about engineering and you want to see what it's about. Like it sounds like an interesting career field, but you honestly don't know much about it. IED is going to help you get that overview for like what engineering is, what the different disciplines are. You should also take it if you enjoy math or science. And I would say particularly if you want to see how math and science are useful. Because in your math classes, and I know this because I teach math, it's very sanitized, and you really don't see how the math is used. And so engineering is one of those disciplines that will use your math. This course can be taken concurrent with Algebra 1. But the more math background you have, the better. So last year I had students in Algebra 1 all the way through AP Calculus sitting in my IED class. So the more math background you have, like that part of the course will be easier for you. Who should not take IED? Students that are looking for an easy elective. It is true that this is an elective, but elective is not synonymous with easy A. Definitely not the easy A. So there will be tons of projects, tons of work in this class. I hope it's like fun work. I hope it's engaging. I hope it's the kind of stuff that you can get excited about. But it can also be frustrating. So if you're looking for that, like, oh, I need something easy, this is not the class for you. You might want an extra section of volleyball or something. But it's definitely not that easy elective. For digital electronics, so if you're IED, just like kind of fast forward through this part. Digital electronics is a course focused on digital design with heavy emphasis on the discipline of electrical engineering. And it pretty much replicates a course that I took my sophomore year in college called Digital Logic that I still have the textbook for somewhere. And so that's probably why I like the training so much, is it really reminded me of the stuff that I studied in college. So this class is really like electrical engineering, that particular subdiscipline of engineering. Digital electronics will look at basic circuit design, which I believe is a review from POE. You guys will have to fill me in on that a little bit because I'm not super familiar with the POE curriculum. Combinational logic and sequential logic. We will end the year by studying programming with the Arduino, and projects will include things like designing the circuitry for devices such as soda machines, toll booth operation, clock timers, and things like that. So it's like a lot of like circuit design. You're going to build like that circuit board, and the circuit board's going to do something. Software skills will include Multisim, which is a circuit simulator. I had a lot of fun with it. That did not exist when I was in college, but I really liked it. So we'll be doing a lot of work in Multisim. Tinkercad to simulate the breadboarding. Ideally, we do all the breadboarding physically, but with COVID, they had to adapt a lot of the curriculum to do digitally. And Tinkercad actually works really, really well for simulating both the breadboarding and the Arduino. And if none of that makes any sense to you, don't panic. It will. You can watch this video at the end of the year and it'll make total sense. We will also physically breadboard circuits and most likely build circuit boards through soldering work to actually make the hardware component by soldering the electrical components onto a printed circuit board. Students will have the opportunity to take the PLTW final exam for possible college credit. And obviously, this is the first year I've taught this class and worked through this curriculum, so I can't say a whole lot about this specific class. I did pick 4 students last year to take the IED final exam through PLTW, and those 4 did really, really well. So 2 of them scored accomplished and 2 scored distinguished, which are the highest 2 levels that you can score on that exam. And so if you do well on that exam, there are certain colleges and universities that absolutely will recognize that. They have a partnership with PLTW, and they will give you the college credit for like whatever their equivalent course is. Other schools might not recognize them for guaranteed college credit, but they might give you something. They might waive a class, or they might decide to give you the credit, or they'll throw like something into your GPA, kind of like an advanced placement exam. So I took a bunch of it. Like I took AP Physics and got a 4, and my school gave me credit for astronomy. That's what they did. So who should take digital electronics? Students with an interest in engineering and willing to explore the circuit design process. So it's, we're not busting out the drills and the saws and stuff. So if you were in POE, you probably remember at the end of the year last year, I had like a bunch of drills out for the IED class. Not that class. It's definitely circuit design. And students with at least one previous engineering course, either IED or POE. You don't necessarily have to do POE before you take this. And if you've done POE but somehow you missed IED, that shouldn't be a problem. But it's really not intended to be like an intro, like your first encounter with the engineering. So at least one of the previous engineering courses. You should not take digital electronics if you're looking for an easy elective course. Easy it was not. Again, engaging, interesting, satisfying when you finally get that circuit to like count or do what it's supposed to do. The easy, no. So if you are looking for something easy that's just going to bolster your GPA without you having to put in a lot of effort, not the class. No, now we are in the process of developing an engineering academy here at Atlantic Coast. There is a chance that you will need to complete a capstone project, even though this isn't a capstone course. If that happens, and I'm not sure that it will, but if it happens, I will walk you through that. But I don't want you to be surprised if somehow you end up doing a capstone project. And I know that this class this year is all seniors, and you have other things that are going to come crashing down on you in the spring, and I'm aware of that. So please don't panic and don't drop the course because that freaks you out. Okay, I promise we'll get through that. I am not going to go over the syllabi, so that's the IED syllabus, and there's the digital electronics syllabus, so not going to go over that. There's another video to talk about that. A couple of things, cell phones. So cell phones are I hate typos, not prohibited on campus. They are. I don't know what I was thinking when I typed that. I got to edit that. They are permitted on campus, but remember that you do bring them at your own risk. So that means if something happens to your cell phone, we're not going to do you brought it at your own risk. So we're going to shut down the classroom to look for your cell phone. The best place for your cell phone is in a purse or bag and completely out of sight. For this class, cell phones are not to be seen in your hands, on your desk, or on your lap, including under your legs. So they need to be not out. You may place your cell phone in the pouch attached to the front of your desk. So there is a pencil pouch attached to the front of the desk. It is transparent, so you can see through it. So you can actually have your eyes on your cell phone the whole time. And you just don't want to forget it there. And then I can see where your cell phone is, and there's no question about whether your cell phone is where it's supposed to be. The cell phones have to remain in the pouch until I give specific directions to take them out. And you will have 2 or 3 minutes from the tardy bell to secure your cell phone. I will give permission about 4 or 5 minutes before the closing bell for you to take them out, and you will receive a half a point of extra credit every day that your cell phone is properly secured, up to 10 points for the term. So it's like that's your avenue. It's one of your avenues to get a little extra points. If you're caught with your cell phone out without permission, you will lose all the points that you've accrued. So if you've accrued like 7 points because your cell phone's been where it's supposed to be, and then you decide that you have to take a call from your boss, and you're like, I'll just sneak it out and get my phone call from my no. So you'll lose that and you'll have to start over. You may opt to either put your phone in the pouch, so there's no question about where it is, or you can keep it in a purse or a bag. If you opt to keep it in a purse or bag because you're just like, I don't want to put it in the pouch because I'm going to forget that it's there, that's fine. It's just as soon as I see it out, it's the same deal there. Now, with my engineering classes, we often will use the phones. So if you're using the phone in class, I will give you permission to have it out. And so that would be kind of an exception to that. So if you're like for IED, if we're doing the function analysis where we're taking the toys apart and you have to take a picture of each part and upload it and so forth, that would obviously be a different story. Using the restroom, you're going to receive a pass worth 10 points. For every trip to the restroom, you lose 3 points off of that. And for every trip somewhere else, like to the water fountain, to another class, you will lose 2 points. And so the points just kind of go down. Whatever points are remaining on the pass at the end are extra credit. So you have these like kind of 2 avenues to add points on. You must have the pass at the end of the term to collect the points. And if you lose it, you lose points. So there isn't any, but I didn't go to the bathroom at all. And you know I didn't go to the bathroom. Give me my point. And no, you lose the pass, you lose points. So put it in a safe place. And that would include stuff like if you have your laptop with you and you like leave it somewhere, and you're like, I have to go back to my last class, I get my laptop. Okay, you can go, but it does come off of the pass because that's all a part of being in class and being responsible. Extra credit points accrued through cell phone procedures and restroom passes are intended to help students who end the term, like what we would call on the bubble, to achieve the next letter grade. So if you end with a 78 or 79, and then we put in the restroom passes and we put in the cell phone points, and it'll like nudge you up so to your B that you really wanted to make AB honor roll. It is not going to bring your 65 up to a C. Like there'll be way too many other points in your grade for that to happen. So if you're got a 52 and you're like, I don't have to do anything because I got my extra point, I haven't used the bathroom at all, I'm going to get my points, and my 52 is going to turn to a 70. No, that's a math thing, and that's not how numbers work. All right, advisory board needed. In order to build the engineering academy, we need people to agree to participate on something called an advisory board, which I have the fortunate luck to be in charge of. So I get to be in charge of the advisory board, and we need some people to represent the school. So we need some content area teachers. We need people that work at colleges and universities and work in industry. We also need 2 students. I know I have at least 1 student who approached me last year who was in IED. She's a senior this year. And she wants to be on it. We need people. We can have more than 2 students if this is something you really want to do. We also need some parents. So if you have some parents that like are enthusiastic about the engineering program and would like to be a part of this advisory board, they don't need to be engineers or anything. Now, if they are, they can actually check off 2 boxes for us, which would be awesome. But they don't have to be. They just need to be like a parent that's excited about their kid taking engineering and want to have a say in what the program is. We also need people who are professional engineers. So if you actually have family members or somebody that's an engineer and would love to partner with our school in developing this program, please talk to them, find out if they're interested, and then give me their name so I can reach out to them. I actually need to take action on that this first quarter. We will meet 4 times a year. So if you're wondering, well, I don't have a lot of extra time, that's okay. None of us do. So we have to meet 4 times a year. We'll meet via Zoom. So you can do it from home. So we can try to schedule it. So if your parents are like, well, I'd like to do it, but I can't go to the school at 6 o'clock to go to a meeting. I'll try to do those through Zoom. I hate meetings, so they'll be short. And I also have no experience running a meeting, so this should be good. We will determine things that we'll talk about in the advisory board meeting. We'll talk about the mission and the vision of the program. Like, what do we want the engineering program here to accomplish? Where do we see the program going? We'll discuss possible capstone projects. So Mr. Rollins and I had some ideas from last year, and we need feedback on those, and we need other input, from especially people in business, like what would be a good project to do. In the future, we'll also make decisions about the direction of the program as we add courses. So we do need to add a 4th course, and I won't be teaching that, but it could be Mr. Rollins or it could be another teacher. What class do we offer? Like, what kind of direction do we want to go with? What businesses or universities or colleges would we like to partner with? If you or your parents would like to be a part of this, please let me know. And it will look good on your college application. So if you are a senior and you want to put something on there that I think for you guys will be pretty low stress, this is something that you should consider. And then what's next? For my engineering classes, we are jumping into the first activity right away as soon as I get your forms back. So hopefully this video helps, and I look forward to a year of exploring some more engineering with you.